Up, up. Welcome and good evening as the sun goes down on sunny Scotland. This is a very special video. I mean, it has to be. I've got my special t-shirt on. And it's for all you special beings that have been fortunate enough to hear these words. You see, I feels that so much information, I mean, you've been engulfed with information, personal stories, kind of pointings, teachings, aspects of truth, be it contradictory, because truth is contradictory. The moment you speak or try and divulge this truth, it changes. It's far too intelligent, far too wise for one human being to say, I know what it is. And what does that say about equality? You know? Even Christ says, everyone is God's child equally. But this mind thinks, no, can't be me. I'm just little old me. Well, it's about time I try to wrap things up in a sense that how can one describe the whole experience in one video? Now, what you have to understand is the whole experience is the experience personal to the speaker. It's got nothing to do with you, so you must try and be separate from these words and not put pictures in to say, oh, that sounds like my journey. Because it's not like that, you see. You must listen without listening. You must take no information from this. You must leave with a blank mind, simply nothing to do. Because it's not really about what this speaker or this being or this person has done. It is about aspects of, I nearly fell away from myself there. I nearly lost myself there. But what you're doing is you're losing your ego state. So please do not be offended if none of this makes sense to you. Because your mind will try and make sense of something out of nothing. And the state that you are is really beyond something and nothing. So I'm going to have to reflect again and look at myself and speak to myself. So when I say I'm speaking to I. You are the name I, you are the name me, but you also have the name you, but I'm not going to point this at you. For one whole video, this speaker is going to try and keep it to himself so that the journey can be very, very unique, very personal, very wholesome. And you really have to know this before this begins, that truth cannot be described by words or images or any method or practice or examples. The only way you really know truth about someone who has been engulfed by their own truth is by being silent in the presence of that one. And many satsang masters sit in silence. And something from the audience, someone may go, oh, gee, where did I go? So hopefully maybe some will within these words. But if not, take the story. Take the story away with you and forget about it. And you can call the speaker a fool, a saint, somebody wise, or some ranting, raving, egoistic lunatic that really should be locked away in some mental hospital. So here goes. So I'm going to use examples, but you in your own wisdom will take this whole picture and you'll make your own movie. And the movie will, at the end, explain one thing. One moment. Everything is that what it is, and it's all experienced in that one infinite, timeless, boundless moment. This is about your self reflecting from myself. Some sort of confirmation for some sort of information for some sort of starting pistol for some, or some delete. Matters not. Your time will come. So for hundreds of videos of pointing hopefully at you and to your truth, because this whole experience of being a human being is about you. All the other things that I despise, the effects, go and help the world, go and become famous, go and become powerful, go and become kind and compassionate, look after your neighbors, look after your friends. All these things are taking care of themselves anyway. You don't have to make any effort. Mind is not having to make any effort to remind you of your instinctive, intuitive need to be and socialize and be amongst and have relationships, because everything that you have a relationship with is a reflection of you. This whole thing is about you. It's all about you. And when you find you, your true self, the wisdom that you find, the wisdom that you are, is confirmed by something that you can call God, you can call spirit, Brahman, consciousness, self. You can call source, absolute. Something beyond a mind state will confirm. And through this confirmation, you'll find, why was truth given to me? Because I required a purpose. I required something to say, why am I here? What is my purpose for being here? Is it to be a joiner? Is it to be an atheist? Is it to be a father? Is it to be kind? Is it to be superior? Is it to be immortal? All of these things you are already. You are all these things already. Let me explain the purpose of this one. See if it makes sense to you. Because that's what all of this is about. Awakening, enlightenment, seeking, searching, inquiring is about, why am I here? What am I doing here? What purpose do I have? So, I will begin. It may go dark, but it may go light. So, if you can imagine this whole space, this universe, and all the planets, and everything that is stretching beyond, that is not even visible to the human eye. And it's all encompassing existing here-ness. Imagine that's God. So God has no boundaries. It is everything. Because everything within the universe is enclosed within the universe. So let's say I use in many videos that I am a mirror. And from the mirror state, I have many sides. Like a hologram, a tube, an eye, a wonderful mirror that stretches through this universe. Scientists may call it black holes, whatever. I call it a star. I am a celestial gem. I am that star that flickers in the universe. And that star has many sides. It has no light. It is nowhere to be seen. It has many sides. It's a celestial gem. And it's in darkness. And then one day, consciousness, and this light of consciousness in space, which is no light and no dark, shines something onto this star. And poof, this is the beginning that Rumi speaks about. This speaker was fortunate to experience itself as this celestial gem. That is your original state. I'm using star in the universe as an example. It may be a true example, or it may be something very, very reflective and similar. But let's stick with this mirror, pure star. Now this star is enshrouded by consciousness. And as consciousness is a moving entity, the universe is moving. It is pinned with an axis right through it. And everything is connected to the axis and is dead and dark until its own conscious light enshrouds it. So the universe is a stretching penis, and its own emotional sensory system creates its own consciousness and enshrouds it like this vagina. And this moment that this takes place, everything becomes alive. The star that I am may be alive before other stars. Because like the sperm that comes from the penis, one at a time, infinite births, infinite stars, infinite space, infinite life, all happening as if it's in the same moment. But in time, in our measurement system, we can say, I came before you. So this star, it shines. Now we have a planetary system. All around us, many planets. And like our eyes, everything is a reflection of you as this human body. Your eyes are able to have attention on one thing. They can have attention on the clouds. And while the attention is on the clouds, everything else is gone. Nothing exists while the attention is on the clouds. Everything exists, but there's no existing knowledge that it exists because you're only looking at the clouds. This I, on one side, consciousness has selected to give life and give some sort of ability to recognize that this star that I am is alive, clean, pure, and shining. And this celestial gem and this star has many sides. So many lights are projecting and deflecting from myself to create a universe. And the universe and the space and the stars are all in darkness, and also the planets are in darkness. So the planet Earth, something in the star says, attention, planet Earth. And the moment the attention is on planet Earth, there is a desire and a need to experience that planet. Because I'm alive now. The moment there is a desire and a need, the light, this tunnel, creates an idea through a dream state. I can go along this light in safety through the universe and into planet Earth. But as a star, I cannot, because I am bigger than planet Earth. So I must create a minuscule body that will relate to life on that planet Earth. So you have to take an earthly body to visit the planet Earth. So the dream of me being here on this planet Earth is a dream, because right now I am looking from the star through this tunnel of light that cannot be separate, which is an umbilical cord within. And through this body and this eyes, I see what consciousness has created in a three-dimensional screen, a form world, and I can play a part in it. Now the attention is on Earth, but in reality, in truth, the lights are shining on every planet. So simultaneously living on every planet, on a body or a living form or a living non-form suitable for each planet. So in Mars, I could be a breeze. Now, all of this is not really what the purpose of being here for is. The purpose of visiting Earth is a desire. It's not a purpose. I want to visit something. There's not a purpose of being there. There's not, they need me and I need to be there. The purpose of consciousness creating a universe is to show a reflection of what you are in every planet, in every living form, in every infinite possibility within your star. Because your star is an animated, infinite possibility strip that can visit anywhere, in any dimension, in any time. Because life has no end. Even as this star, even if when this body goes, this projected body will come back and I will remain as that star, full of light, shining, witnessing the universe, the space, witnessing other stars, relating, reflecting and deflecting, passing on information about what my life was down like on there, meeting the beings on this planet as stars, through recognition, through sensory emotional systems of being a human and recognizing through sensory emotional systems another human being, whether it's through sight, sound, taste, smell. It's the same. That's all our original states. So what is the purpose, you see? Let's get to the point. You see, you're fed up of this raving lunatic. Before we get to the point, I remember a conversation with someone when I was totally, I was totally disappeared in mid-enlightenment, when zero experience, zero mind, zero thought, zero identity. Because I had ended this body life on this earth, this idea that I was a human and a person, and therefore the idea is to walk into the light, enlightenment, and return to your original state as Rumi did. And what you are is heaven. What you are is paradise. You are a celestial gem that anyone would want to just cherish, keep and love eternally. So when you return to your original state, that's your paradisial life. But you can recreate it. The idea is to recreate this paradisial life in every planet, in every life, in every form. But the purpose now is also to your purpose can be to create your own empire, your own heaven, your own paradise in every aspect of every living thing that you do. But the purpose of God, this whole universe, is to continue to maintain an intricate, pure balance. The universe is so subtle, it can crumble when it's not balanced. So each star has a role to play. And each star that takes a life form on whatever planet it is on, that life form has a role to play. So as a human body, I have this role to play. And the purpose is to remain balanced. to have a balanced mind, to have a balanced heart, to have a balanced existence, to have a balanced vision, to have balanced senses. Now, for this speaker to go down a path of right and wrong is a way of humanity trying to balance itself. And the idea for this speaker is, and maybe you, is I don't fit in to this right and wrong grooves. Because to separate one into two halves, they have to be balanced completely. So the mind says, well, how can you have 50% wrongness in your life and 50% rightness in your life? That is against all morals, all human mind systems. So you have to say, yes, I know. So what do? You remove right and you remove wrong. And that's Buddhism, that's nature. You don't know what right and wrong means. In your egoistic mind, in every moment of every day, you can revert to that ego mind and say, well, this is wrong and this is right. Because you have to. Balance does not mean stable. You see, the I that you are, this star, this infinite celestial hollow gem that has infinite possibilities, is still. It was dead. It was dark before consciousness moved around it. So when God spoke, it said, you are the maple appearing as consciousness. The maypole on Beltane signifies the day of birth, May the 1st. So the star that you are, in all your aspects of astrology, is true. You are related to some sort of planet. You are closer to some sort of planet. And that planet, it needs you to continue with its balance. You see, the earth is also to be balanced. So you come onto this role of this human being with I'm here, what am I going to do? And you fall into this egoistic trap to say, well, I'm going to have fun, you know. I'm going to look for pleasure, 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 pleasure. And happiness and happiness and happiness and bliss and bliss and bliss. And then you become attached to these states. And you become so attached to these states that you cannot detach from these states. And you remain detached from the opposing stage. And there, in reality, for an enlightened being, there is no difference between pain and pleasure. It is a vibration. U.G. Krishnamurti says, when the body orgasms, the mind is in pleasure. The body suffers pain. It goes into spasms to try and stop what is taking place. But the mind, it's in paradise. So the idea and the concepts between going down a good path and a bad path have to be removed. Because when they're removed, there is no path. When there is no path, you become that still star and you experience consciousness circling you every day through the body, as the body. The Sufis actually replicate what is taking place. Their spine, or their inner mirror-like substance in between their spirit and their form, is the axis, is the star. They're replicating their original state. And the arm swirling and the movement at emotional sensory is consciousness. Going around you as a star. It's true, you look into space and you see the stars glinting because consciousness is traveling, and so many sides on that star creates this kind of beautiful dance. That doesn't make the Sufi way the right way. But they're replicating, and probably everyone is replicating through dancing, through some sort of shamans. You'll find something is replicating yourself, because you see yourself in whatever way you see yourself. You are the star, that you see that your star is whatever I see this star. I am the star. And I see myself just being. And there is no dance involved. There is just, I will not dance. Everything will dance around me. Because I am the maple, you see. That was the voice of God. From where am I looking, and as what? The maple and as consciousness. I am looking from the maple, experiencing myself through consciousness. I experience myself on earth through this conscious light. The planet gives birth to the star, and the star gives birth to the planet. The vessel, the body, is a reflection of the star. And it will obey the planet's rules. So it has to take on this life form. And whatever this earth says. If you want to come on to me, you have to be able to breathe, you have to be able to be gravitational pulled, you have to be able to balance the world, the earth, and everything that you do. Many people look at balance as different things. Balancing the mind. Balance the being is for this one. I balance my being state. I am human and spirit. Neither is superior. When both are seen equally, I becomes one. This I that I am, this star, is no more attention on Earth, no more attention on Mars, no more attention on Venus. And in your human state, no more attention on clouds, no more attention on sky, no more attention on mountains. Because the attention is, the star is shining and consciousness is around all one thing. So I become one with myself. It matters not what happens when the body's gone. The life in earth has a purpose. Whatever I do in everything, in every day, I do it with balanced mind, with balanced thought, with balanced being. Therefore, to see black and white as two opposing states or opposing people having conflict makes no sense. I only see balance human, balance being, balance life. Now, what does it feel, you see? What does it feel like to be originally wholesome? To see that Earth and Mars and Venus and universe and slugs and sky and bones and everything is the same thing, is the same experience. And everything is a reflection of myself and consciousness creating this perfect, pure self. To be balanced is to trust and accept. When I've decided to visit this earth as a human, the oath you take is you must trust in this earth. You must accept this earth, and you must have faith in whatever takes place is meant to be through the light of consciousness, creating a beautiful effect of a planet that will mesmerize you when you arrive as this child. And everything will be a true reflection of you the moment you see yourself in a body, on a planet, in your pure state. Throughout your adult life, you will experience breaks in consciousness, erratic, chaos, logic, illogic, depressive, suffering, painful experiences that will replicate what consciousness is doing on its own. You and this body in this vessel will have to put up with that. But if your mind guides you, because the universal mind has only one purpose, that everything remains as it is, remains in that. If you have a Swiss watch and that mechanism is so intricate, it works that watch perfectly. This mind is watching the universe like that. And the minute someone tampers with this watch, it suddenly goes off key and the whole watch is affected. So the whole universal mind is here to teach you, not to teach you a lesson. Mind says, I don't want to punish you. I just want to say you're doing it wrong. You're always doing it wrong. But I'll say you're doing it right when you go out of your home every day and say, today I just want everything to go as it should. When you try and organize your day and plan your day, you're going against that conscious, you're walking into that wind, when really if you turned round the wind would push you. You see, the balance is what I am here for. Because when I'm balanced, I see myself as pure. I see myself as original. I see myself as a star that glows and shines. And there's nothing really to say or do or to be able to improve or create or deny. Everything just is as it is. So within this universe, all the ideas and concepts that mind put in your way, like God and devil and fear and all this human states, are simply things that you will need to overcome or to keep so that you can have 50-50 or either one. So God and devil, when they become one, you cannot say one is superior or I prefer one, because there are God and devil are names. And everything that we give names to creates further separation and less chance of balance. So when we create names like isms and society and empires, which is nothing to do with you, nothing to do with me, just effects. Names are effects. Everything that is not true is an effect. The TV screen replicates that whole movie with effects. The universe is one whole three-dimensional movie with no effects. Everything is pure nature as it is. When you create effects, you're okay. That's okay. You can create effects. If they're balanced effects, what's wrong with that? But again, I'm saying you. In this state of enlightenment, when enlightenment passes, because at some point the attention has to go back onto the earth. Because when enlightenment takes over, you don't see yourself on the earth. You don't see yourself as a person. You only see yourself surrounded by infinite, beautiful, empty, profound, deep love and space. So your eyes are shut as this star, looking at yourself within, feeling so clean and pure. And that's all enlightenment is. It's not about being a saint, improving and healing the world. It's about finding yourself. And Neem Karoli Baba says, which makes so much sense to this star, cleanse the mirror of your heart and you will see God. which means polish yourself up in every way. Purpose of being here is to create balance in everything that I do, everything that I know, and also to maintain that balance, to maintain that cleanse and purify this body, cleanse and purify the mind, cleanse and purify the toxics in the brain, cleanse and purify the skin, cleanse and purify kindness, cleanse and purify compassion. Because words, they don't need cleanse and purify. They're just said. They're energies, they're vibrations. When you become the word, as God says, you become the word. You don't pick a word. You just become the word. You become the universe. You become the skies, the clouds, the earth, the slugs, the ants. You become the meteorites and the black hole and the dust and the ice and the fire. Consciousness is what is keeping everything together. The mind keeps consciousness and the stars and the planets in the mind of God. So it is the first life. Consciousness and the stars are the second life. And the planets. And our ideas and dreams of being something on these planets is the third life. So you were born as a star many, many centuries ago, when the universe took its life. And you may not have appeared here as a human for many, many centuries. And you may come back to continue with whatever it is that you have to complete. Because the purpose of enlightenment is just a way to say, this is your purpose. Now you have to maintain it. Now you have to continue to survive and continue to work hard and continue to project balance within, with, in everything, in every space, in every thought, in every breath. Yoga same seconds in, same seconds out. And the space between the breaths, you become that star for that moment, shining, with no concerns about balance. The balance is looking after itself. Because you have put trust, acceptance, and faith in everything that is taking place. It's not about finding God. God is so mysterious. Rumi, St. Francis of Assisi says, when I went to the door, I knocked on the door, I opened, and I was looking from the inside. You scurry your way through awakening enlightenment, up this wormhole, up this tunnel, up this light back home, thinking you're looking for God. And when you appear through this mere elusive world and everything is seen, it's myself in my original state. And yourself, through a voice, a universal voice, you can call it God, Brahman, absolute consciousness. The voice of the universe says, now, okay, this is what you are. Here's the wisdom. Now you get yourself right back down that tunnel. Because you have a purpose to be a balanced father, a balanced husband, a balanced son. Consciousness, feminine. I, male. Masculine. Not man and woman. Woman uses I. Men give love. Men can be moving. Many women may argue about that, but men can actually be unconditionally pure. That's the idea, you see. Find your unconditional side. Find your stable side, your masculine side. And don't err to the side of anything. Don't err to the side of black and white. Don't err to the side of pain and pleasure. Don't err to the side of right and wrong. Trust and accept in yourself. All of this is done looking at the external world, but not doing anything to balance it. Maybe in your workplace. Inquiry is within. This whole universe is projected from this star hollow thing. And through your sides, your glass, pure and clean, it projects and everything is revealed. And you are creating this universe, but you're not creating it originally. Consciousness, then the universe was here. Consciousness gives birth to you as a reflection of God, as a reflection of this I state, this stable, because God was dead. God took life. The universe was dead. The universe took light. One moment of mysterious, intimate connection where God gave life to itself and appeared as the universe. You are a star giving life to yourself and appearing in whatever planetary life form. Right now, I am a human. I am a human being on Earth. But I'm not this human being. I'm dreaming of this human being state. I see it from where I exist, from where I dwell. I see myself in the body from where I dwell. I see my body participating in everything from where I dwell. I see my body in nature. I see my body as a mind. I see my body as a shape. I see my body as moving. I see my body asleep. I see my body still and stable. I see my body fearsome. I see my body intelligent. The mind and the body are one whole thing. And without it, I cannot be here. But when it goes, I'm always here. The rewards for this purpose, for keeping everything balanced in the name of God, the purpose of this person, this man, is to establish a balanced life, is to establish Buddha nature within it. I never knew what Buddha was before I became balanced. Confirmation. This is all confirmation. We are living in worlds of confirmation. We are all stars in the universe looking at each other, seeing each other shining. And we're able to look at each other in whatever planet we're on. We happen to be on this earth. And we look at each other shining. And we worry about each other when they're not shining. And we try and help each other. We try and understand each other. We try and care for each other. And it's the same in the universe, because when all stars shine, heaven is born as one whole light. A light before light. Mind, still there. Not as the man that you were with the name and the story, but also still there. In our human body, we have a memory system and we can share stories. Do you think it's different in your original state? We don't walk over and teach each other and speak to each other. We can just, in a Wi-Fi world, we know we can speak, we can share, we can have intimate relationships. In the universe, do you think the universe is dead and everything else down here in Earth is the only things that are having intimate relationships? Do you think the planets don't love each other? Do you think the sun does not love the moon? Do you think the stars don't love each other? Do you think black holes don't intertwine with each other? Because in our state of this mirror-like hollow tube, each one of us is connected. at some umbilical cord, and they call it Vishnu in Hinduism. You see, every religion replicates truth. The problem for the mind is, I only understand my religion, so therefore my truth is much more important to me than your truth, and that is true. But when you condescend or condemn another religion, you're condescending and condemning your own religion. When you condescend and blasphemize and with hatred and with I don't like your religion, you're ignorant. You're a total ignorant. You're not balanced. Because religion is one. Nature is one. Human is one. Being is one. Consciousness is one. God is one. Mother and Father is one. What is born from Mother and Father? One. And as twins, one. One set of twins. One set of triplets. One birth. Time creates an idea that there is hundreds of things happening, billions of things happening, one after the other, periodically, in sequence. Organized time, disorganized time, matters not. Our attention, my attention is on the planet Earth. This attention is also on all these planets, and I am simultaneously living a life as a balance and trying to replicate the balance. Or maybe it's different on other planets. You know, we are here as a human, to try and overcome many things. Maybe it's compassion on one planet. Maybe it's kindness. Maybe it's joy. Joy in Venus. Kindness in Mars. Anger in Jupiter. You see, there's so many possibilities in your star. And you know what we do as human beings. Every day we try and reach stardom. We want to be famous. We want to shine. We want the world to love us. We want to be that conductor on the world stage where I can make everyone happy and joyful and together as one. That's our whole purpose in one. We have individual purposes. So you cannot say, as a teacher, my purpose is to be balanced, so you must follow suit. No. You find your purpose, but you have to find yourself first. You have to inquire, seek, search, go within. Go through this I that you are. Am is the tunnel. I exist on earth as a human being. So to return to this state, remove human being. You remove am. Go through am. And then remain as I. Until I, as attention, is only on I. And I will experience the pure, clean, immortal state that I exist as. Not am anymore, that I is. I is. I, maple, consciousness, S, circulating around the body that you are. Mind, same, everywhere, universal, replicating consciousness. Mind and consciousness are really the same. Mind incorporates emotions, senses. Consciousness in its movement, moving, feminine, beauty, kindness, love, pure. commitment. Man, masculine, stable, still, on guard, watching. What's the attention on now? What are you looking at? Where am I looking? As a man and a woman, you're neither a man nor a woman. You're a masculine and feminine being, experiencing yourself as a living form on a planet that invited you in, welcomed you. Don't destroy it. Don't destroy this planet. Because if someone invites you into their house, you don't burgle it while they're not looking. If you do, is that what you're here for? To be a burglar? Is that your purpose? Maybe so. Each one of us plays a part on this earth. Each one of us is doing our damnedest to help the world and the earth. But not many are trying to find out their true purpose. Not many are not trying to find out their original state. Not many are trying to understand what God is and the universe is. Science are trying to tunnel and dig their way through it. But maybe that's a scientist's purpose. Don't blasphemize anyone. We're all here, in whatever state we are. I found my truth through God, through wisdom. The speaker made many videos about what it experienced as a universal being, as a universal star. Makes no sense to most. The only sense that makes is I am, because that's what we all use. That's our unique identity. We're all stars, living. We're all mirrors, shining. We're all gems, pure, priceless. We're all humans. An idea and a concept may be so. But to replicate what you are is the purpose of being here. Clean, maintain my body. Keep everything balanced. Don't take sides. Be that center, contented, in between being. And what can you not love? And what can you love in that state? Simply love is. Simply truth is. Simply I is. Overcome I am. Overcome I. Overcome am, you see yourself as I. You see that Rumi beginning. Overcome I, you meet with God, that universal giant, that mystery. But you cannot even glimpse, because it speaks and whispers. And when it whispers, the galaxy rumbles through a vibration, and you know you're in the presence of something absolutely beyond imagination, mind, and physical presence. For God to whisper, you may survive. For God to shout, your star-like shape is shattered, broken into meteorites, falling bits of gems, disappearing into the black holes, back into your deathly state. So be pure. Cleanse the mirror of your heart, said Neem Karoli Baba, and you will see God. Enough. Engulfed with information, engulfed now with a story. engulfed with words, engulfed with identities and names, engulfed with ideas and concepts, engulfed with mind, engulfed with a one-sided story. But I must remain balanced. So all that I have said to you in the last 55 minutes appears to be true, but it's also untrue. Because truth is neither not or is. Truth is beyond, in between is. Because I is separate from consciousness. I and is, S is separate. Because even in the middle, in the center of is the moment that Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel describes what truth is. It's not the two fingers, consciousness and I, Father and Son. It's not when they touch. Whoa. I saw God again. It's the moment when it's neither life nor no life. That's your state. That's what you are. How to be awakened in 56 minutes. A whole story by some fool put you to sleep, and then the dog barking like God wakes you up. And that's actually how it is. That's actually how awakening is. You go to sleep, you fall into the abyss, you fall into the light, into the freedom, into the space. You lose your mind. You lose ideas and concepts and thoughts, and you disappear. And enlightenment is when the question is answered and God speaks, like the dog barking. One moment. I must rewind this and see if that bark sounded like that God voice. One moment. A special video, a special t-shirt for special people, and a special ending by a special, unconditional, beautiful, neither male nor female dog. A star. Even the dog has a star. Even the ant. Be careful with what you tread on. Be careful, but remain balanced, remain clean, remain pure. I'm not speaking to you anymore. I'm speaking to myself. I've always been speaking to myself. Because as this mirror star, I reflect everywhere. I reflect as everything. I reflect as that dog barking, as the sky, as the darkness. I reflect as the universe. Because consciousness creates life through me, not for me. Consciousness, the universe, creates life in itself. Consciousness lives and moves within itself. Planets move within themselves. The body moves within itself. We are replicating this God in every moment. In fact, you cannot say in every moment, in this infinite one moment, the same thing is happening periodically, but not really. Only one thing happened. Only one thought. Only one moment. Only that what is. Everything is okay for this being. Everything is okay for this person. Everything is okay for this world that I am. Everything is okay for this star. Everything is okay that if I have to come back and continue with this maintenance of this earth, maintenance of this body, maintenance and cleanliness and balancing and keeping things pure, it's okay. Matters not what I come back as, because I have met myself in my original state. Meet yourself. Merge with yourself. Love yourself. Embrace yourself. Be touched by yourself. Be yourself with no boundaries, with no limitations. You are infinite possibilities. You don't have infinite possibilities. You are infinite possibilities. You are whatever you see, smell, touch, hear, and taste. But when all our star-like, hollow, cylindrical disappears into the blackness of the universe where there are no planets, we all meet as one. We're all one universe. We're not an individual universe. We are the same universe, experiencing ourselves as individual things, trying to connect to ourselves. And through the connection to ourselves, we can go down into that darkness and know each other as one. Or we can remain as stars, flickering, love, sharing stories, sharing dreams, sharing fantasies, like we do as a human. There is no end. There is no beginning. From now on is infinite life. It gets better and better and better when you serve your purpose, when your purpose is revealed. You are free, because there's nothing else you have to do. There's nothing else that your mind has to be focused on. No attention on being happy or being rich or being in that perfect job. You go to the job and you balance it. You balance your life there. You go into happiness and you find balance within happiness. You go into pain and you find balance in pain. We have yoga, Reiki, medicine that helps balance our day, balance our state, balance our beingness, balance our mind. Buddha is not a person. Buddha is a nature. That's the nature. Nature is the same as purpose. You cannot be here without being initially a nature, a natural product of this earth. And you cannot be here without purpose. I've went on too long now, and it's getting dark in Scotland, and I must now pray and say gratitude to that what is. You cannot call it God. I cannot call it God because it is unknowable, it is undescribable. The shock is why that moment, the dog barking, the shock is what we are. The shock of seeing everything as a true reflection of what we are stops the story, stops the need to seek and inquire anymore. And you remain in this shock, because this shock is joy, it's bliss, it's pure, it's love, it's everywhere, it's me. So that what is keeps you here. When you say that what is God, It just doesn't ring true because you've erred for the side that God is more important than consciousness. And when you say that what is consciousness is more important than universe or mind, so you cannot find a word to describe truth. And the moment you do, you start searching for another world, an alternative world, because every word contradicts itself, because every word we have given it a different meaning, a different quality. And truth is the only quality, is pure. And pure is unspeakable. Love is not a thing. It's an essence. That what is. The shock is beautiful. It's limitless. It's one pulse, one beat. It moves like that Sufi. And it remains and connects to itself in one circular motion as one whole I am. That what I is. Namaste. Thank you for, if you managed the whole hour and 6-7 minutes, you are special. And I'm very, very grateful that you joined me today. You joined me and Woody the dog, who shocked you into your own truth, into your own purpose, into your own beingness. You are a star. You shine like a diamond. God collectively is that whole celestial gem that has billions and billions of infinite sides, and from it so many stars still to come. But you're a star now, and you have a body to experience yourself as that star, as that mirror, as that one that shines love endlessly from your inner self, outer self, your whole self.